morning, everyone, and welcome. My dad asked me if I would introduce myself to you since when he ran for mayor the last time, I wasn't born yet. Right. That way, you can get to meet me for the first time. He also asked me to introduce my two sisters, and I said okay. So, here I go. My name is Tom Barrow Jr., and I am 9 years old, but I'll be 10 on August 9th. I'm in the 4th grade at St. Clair Montefiore Catholic School. Like my dad, I go to Sacred Heart Church, Catholic Church in the Eastern Market area, and Father Thomas is our priest. Like my dad, I too am an altar boy for about the last 5 years. This is my older sister Lori Adams. She's married to a Detroit policeman, and this is my sister Taylor. She wasn't born back then either. This is all I have to say, and now I'll let my sister Taylor talk.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Taylor Barrow, and just in case you can't tell by looking at me, I am Tom Barrow's daughter. Just one line about me. I am 15 years old, and I'm a freshman at Mercy Catholic High School. Since I was not born, my dad last ran for mayor in 1989, I decided that I would want to tell you some things about my dad since the last mayoral campaign. Ever since I can remember, I would sit on my dad's lap, and he and I always talked about the importance of two things. The first being that you never get a second chance to make a first impression. He would tell me that the first impression to people starts with how I would shake that person's hand. He says that a handshake creates and leaves an impression. Second, he repeatedly told me about the importance of never giving up, even when it looks like you can't win. When he taught me how to shake hands, he would tell me how important it is to look the person right in the eyes and always reach all the way up into their hand and grasp firmly and squeeze. Dad said that most people almost always form a preliminary judgment of you based on that handshake. He would tell me that a weak or wimpy handshake, or a handshake that only uses a few fingers rather than the whole hand, will cause people to see me differently. I then remember us sitting there practicing to shake hands. Imagine a 5-year-old sitting there trying to practice shaking a hand. As I said before, I am now 15, and you know what? He was right. I have been using that advice and shaking hands like we practiced, and people always comment to him or me about it. The second thing that he taught me was the importance of never giving up, even when it looks like everything is going the other way. While I did not understand age 5, age 8, or even age 10, every chance he got, my dad would preach to me about this virtue. He would follow the advice by saying that there was something that he would want to tell me when I got older, but I wasn't emotionally ready for it. When we had this conversation several times for many years, and then he would repeat his same mantra. Someday I have something to tell you, but you're not ready for it. I would always say, well, what is it? Tell me now. But then he would just shake his head. Well, that day finally came. In November 2008, I went to school, and the kids kept coming up to me saying that their parents told them that my dad was a hero. They said that there was something in the paper about it. I heard that all day long at school, and I didn't understand, so I just kind of let it go. Then I came home. I told my dad that the kids kept calling him hero and asked why they said that. Finally, my dad and I sat down together on the couch, and he reminded me of his mantra. Do you remember when I said that there was something that I would tell you when you got older? With tears in his eyes, he said, now it is time. He explained to me what happened 15 years ago when he ran for mayor. He explained that the IRS made things up about him and his firm. He told me that things they made up caused him to be sent away unjustly. It was then that I learned what the secret he had been holding in for all those years. He explained that my friends were talking about the newspaper story shown in the tax court, that the tax court ruled against the IRS and his agents for him. He explained a courageous judge in tax court revealed the truth and let everyone know that the agents had been untruthful and had made up false numbers and debts. Then I understood the terrible secret my dad had been keeping inside of him and from me all these years. I love my dad, But that evening, we both cried, and I realized that I loved him even more than I have in my whole life. Well, I'll get off my soapbox now, but I want Detroit to know that Tom Barrow will make not only just a good mayor, but a great mayor for Detroit. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and members of the press, I give you the next mayor of Detroit and the world's best dad, Tom Barrow.
Takes me a minute to recover. Patrice? Come next. Good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you very much for coming this morning.
We're emotional too. She is a tough act to follow.
Let me begin by expressing my thanks to my volunteers who work so diligently to get the signatures that we need and that we require to place my name into nomination later on today. To my friends, my supporters, and most of all to my family, I thank you all very much, because without your help, I wouldn't be standing here this morning. As you have heard, with me this morning is my wife, Patrice, my daughter. I'm back now, I got this now. My daughter, Taylor, my son, Tom Jr., and my really cool stepdaughter, Lori Adams, who has lovingly become one of my absolute best friends. Didn't start out that way, but we got it. And we've been really close for a lot of years. I am grateful to all of you for your support and for agreeing to accompany me on this quest to serve my Detroit. When one is living in eventful times, it's tough to recognize it until it's over. And hindsight offers a calm perspective. Not in Detroit, however. Here, the fall of the economy, strife and confusion at our city hall, along with the deterioration of our schools, is a real-time roller coaster ride barreling down one steep point and up another. In our city, a pivotal moment is now at hand. Right now, and we have to make critical decisions that will determine the destiny of the city of Detroit for many generations to come. Now is the time, and we, Detroiters, must seize the moment. At this important time, Detroit needs and wants a mayor that understands the change we need and possesses the strength and the energy to lead our great city.